The murder case against an alleged apartheid askari may be resolved by a plea deal this morning. Tlhomedi Mfalapitsa is expected to appear in the High Court in Johannesburg. He's accused of killing 3 Cosas students and injuring the 4th in a bomb attack. The incident took place in February 1982, and now, after all these years, Mfalapitsa has opted to enter a plea bargaining deal. For more on this, let's cross now live to our reporter, Pule Letshwiti-Jones. Pule, there's been a stuttering start to this case. So what are we expecting to see in court today from that plea deal?
Well, a very good morning, and what we do know is that the past week has, of course, been the plea bargaining and sentencing matters that had to be considered. What we are knowing is that this is in relation to the matter of the Cosas Four, and as I've mentioned, the accused, Tlhomedi Mfalapitsa, is expected to appear before the Johannesburg High Court this morning. If the agreement, or rather if they have reached an agreement, which means trial will be irrelevant. However, if that's not the case, which means trial will stand and the proceedings will continue as per normal.
I was watching last week when we were covering this story, and the families just seemed exasperated at just how slow the wheels of justice are turning. Have you had a chance to speak to any of them? How are they feeling today with the possibility of a plea deal?
Well, what we do know is that the family wants justice, and far from that, it will actually be, quite interesting to find out as to whether there was an agreement or not. This matter really dates back to what happened at the TRC, at the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, where the information was first handed by the accused, and when that happened, I mean, some of the families had already been compensated at around 30,000 rand, but that does not mean that they had forgotten about what had happened to their loved ones. As much as him coming forward, Mfalapitsa, and of course admitting what he had done, closure is what the family still needs as it is right now. This matter actually dates back to quite far in the 1982s, where we do know that one of the members, Tlhomedi Mfalapitsa, who survived, was actually a Cosas member, but his 2 brothers were in the Mkhonto were in the ANC, and that's how the askari, who is dubbed as Mr. Mfalapitsa, had contact with Musi, who survived, took them to a flak farm in Krugersdorp, which was a secret police substation there, promised them that they will be taken to exile. However, they had to go for some military training, and that did not happen. In fact, they were set up for a trap where there was actually a bomb which was activated in a plum house there, where 3 brothers actually died, and Mr. Musi as well, Tlhomedi Mfalapitsa, was the one who survived. So the story as it is brings quite bad memories to the family, who say that they still want closure. And like I said, it will be interesting to hear whether they have reached an agreement, and as to there will be a way forward in this matter.
There's been a bit of political support for the victims' families over the last few weeks, or over the last few court appearances. Is there support this morning?
Well, as it is right now, there isn't any support or any signs of ANC members who are here to actually support the family. We are still anticipating to see whether that will be the case. Much especially, looking at the historical background of this, the accused is someone who is actually within the ANC, and actually then went against his own fellow comrades, and this is an historical context which the ANC also is looking into. And besides the point, the family has been receiving overwhelming support from public members and the organization itself. But as it is right now, we're yet to see any support which will be accompanying the family, or which will be in support of the family this morning.
Well, Pule will be following you closely throughout the day. Pule Letshwiti-Jones is in the High Court in Johannesburg, where Tlhomedi Mfalapitsa is set to appear. He's accused of killing 3 Xhosa students and injuring a 4th back in 1982.